Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are married.
J.Lo has had not one or two, but 5 total failed marriages and engagements since 1997.
I don't know if the marriage is going to last. I would hope so, but her track record is not very positive.
Welcome to Unsolicited, where I make videos about things that nobody asked me to. Recently, J.Lo and Ben Affleck had their second wedding ceremony, and it's been a long road for J.Lo to make it to the altar. We all know that J.Lo is the Super Bowl champ. She's been engaged and married several times. I can confirm that Ariana wrote 7 rings about her. I'm playing. But Jenny has been around the block a few times, and there's nothing wrong with that. Y'all wish somebody would cuff you. It's me. I'm y'all. Anyways, let's take a trip down memory lane. J.Lo's first husband was OJANI Noah, who she was married to from February 1997 to January 1998. When they met, it was 1996 and OJANI was 22. He had fled Cuba when he was 15 and was now trying to make a living in Miami, working at Gloria Estefan's restaurant Latios and also doing some modeling on the side. When J.Lo walked into the restaurant, OJANI thought that she was the most beautiful girl that he'd ever seen, and he had no idea that she was famous. At the time that they met, J.Lo was famous, but she wasn't J.Lo yet. This was pre-Selena, so she was more fly girl and living color J.Lo. The night she met OJANI, she was going to the wrap party for the film Blood and Wine that she was doing with Michael Caine and Jack Nicholson, and she invited OJANI to come to the club with her after the party. He came, they went to the club, they hung out all night, and J.Lo later told him that she knew that night that she was going to marry him. OJANI said that being with Jen made him feel like Mr. Cinderella. She would take him to movie premieres and he was meeting celebrities. But behind the glitz and glam, he loved that she was just a traditional Puerto Rican girl with a good heart. He ended up quitting his job and moving to LA to live with her. When J.Lo got cast as Selena, she and OJANI had been together for about 6 months, and that movie changed her life. She became a superstar overnight, she was making tons of money, and deals were coming in left and right, offering her millions to make her first album. One day, Jen and OJANI went shopping, and Jen pointed out a ring that she liked. At the time, OJANI was working as Jen's personal trainer, and he had some money saved up from modeling, so he used it to purchase her the $15,000 ring. He proposed to her at the wrap party for Selena at the Hard Rock Cafe. She said yes, and they got married in February of 1997 in their friend's garden in Miami. J.Lo's new fame after Selena came out put some tension on their relationship. OJANI said that there would be times when he would call Jen and her sister would pick up saying that she's not available. OJANI also had a strained relationship with J.Lo's mother Lupe, which did not help their marriage at all. Also at this time, Diddy was helping J.Lo produce her album On the 6, and OJANI did not like how much time they were spending together. He also felt that the people around Jen were pushing her to be seen out with Diddy for publicity. OJANI also was ready to start a family, and Jen wanted a family too, but she told him that it wasn't the right time to have a baby with her career taking off. Eventually, the two of them got divorced in January 1998 after 11 months married. They stayed close even after they divorced, and OJANI actually still wore his wedding ring for some time. OJANI also started managing J.Lo's restaurant Madre, so he was still around after they got divorced, but he later got fired in 2005 and tried to sue for wrongful termination, and the case was settled. J.Lo had OJANI sign a confidentiality agreement in 2004, which she later sued him for $10 million over when in 2009 he threatened to release a film that would include over 11 hours of private home videos, including a very revealing video from their honeymoon. He was also going to release a tell-all book about their marriage, and J.Lo said, "See, that's what we're not gonna do," and she sued him. The lawsuit stopped him from releasing the book and the footage, and J.Lo won $545,000 in the suit. But that wasn't the end of OJANI, because recently he decided to put his 2 cents in on J.Lo and Ben's rekindled relationship. OJANI told the Daily Mail, "I wish her and Ben the best, but I'm not convinced it'll last. Jen loves being in love, but she's been engaged 6 times. Ben is husband number 4, I was husband number 1, and she told me I was the love of her life. When we lay in bed on our wedding night, she said we would be together forever. We fell in love when she was already famous, but during our marriage, she became a megastar. For years, it was too painful to talk about. I wanted to lie low and live my life, but when I saw she got married to Ben, who is a good guy, the feelings came flooding back." Clearly, OJANI is still bitter about their divorce, but it's been 20 plus years, babes. When will the healing begin? OJANI is 48 now, and he hasn't remarried since he and Jen divorced. He's a personal trainer, and he also has an OnlyFans. Not sure what he does on it, but that's that. Moving on, J.Lo started dating Diddy in 1999. At first, J.Lo and Diddy just had a platonic, working relationship, both being a part of the music industry. J.Lo actually had an appearance in Diddy's music video for Been Around the World in 1997, and he started working with her on her debut album. But it was when they worked together on J.Lo's video for If You Had My Love that the romance started.
When Jennifer's marriage came to an end in 1998, they were finally able to embark on the romance they had been resisting.
Things started to happen. I started looking into her eyes spending more time with her, and I just fell in love with her.
To have somebody who, by your side, who understands what you're going through, and at the end of the day, doesn't need anything from you except to love you.
She was one of the nicest, most beautiful people that I had met,
Diddy and J-Lo together set the world on fire. They were one of the most powerful couples in Hollywood at the time. It was especially interesting to see them together because J-Lo was kind of America's sweetheart Selena's, and Diddy was the bad boy rapper always in legal trouble. In fact, in December 1999, J-Lo and Diddy actually got arrested together. What happened was, Diddy got into an altercation with some dude at the club, others got involved and it turned into a big brawl. Somebody from Diddy's label fired a gun and 3 people were injured. Diddy and J-Lo fled the scene, their car got pulled over, and the officers found a gun in the car near J-Lo's feet, which is why they both got arrested. Diddy was charged with gun possession and also bribery for trying to offer his driver $50,000 to say that the gun was his. J-Lo was locked up for 14 hours, but her charges got dropped. Diddy, on the other hand, had to go through a whole trial, but he ended up being acquitted. Moving on from their hood rat activities, let's talk about the fits, because J-Lo and Diddy knew how to put it on. It's giving fashion, it's giving money, it's giving I'ma hold my man down even though he got me arrested. People are still dressing up as Diddy and J-Lo to this day because who you know had the fits like them. This relationship really helped to elevate both of them, especially J-Lo, because Diddy taught her a lot about the music industry, which really helped to build her career.
The Puffy era was just kind of like a crazy, heightened time in my life. He had been in the music business and had all the success. I was just starting and making my first album when I met him. He became kind of a mentor to me in that moment.
Behind the cute fits and the paparazzi and the media and the this and that, Diddy and J-Lo were really in love with each other, but their relationship was pretty tumultuous.
We had this kind of crazy, tumultuous relationship and that ended in like a bang, let's say.
J-Lo told Vibe magazine that when she was with Diddy, she would cry all the time and go crazy wondering where he was. There was one time Diddy went ghost and J-Lo went knocking around on hotel room doors trying to find him. J-Lo said that while she never caught him cheating, she knew that he was and she couldn't take it anymore, so she broke up with him. Diddy actually took the breakup really hard, and it's like, sir, what did you think was gonna happen?
It was like devastating. It was the worst type of pain. What you be feeling, it was just, imagine that like 5 times worse. It wasn't just raining, it was like, and the whole world is just like falling apart. You got like rain, sleet, snow, thunder, hail. She's going a separate way, and this is a time when I ain't wanting her to go a separate way, and it's like, I'm meeting her. It's like a tragedy that it ain't worked out. She's somebody that I'll always love. No matter if she's married with 20 children.
When she broke up with him, he sent 100 white doves to be released from her house, hoping to woo her back, but she wasn't going for it. First of all, why would you send 100 doves to my house? Why would you think that was going to do something? The mess that must have made all them doves pooping everywhere? And also, I watched an interview where she said that some of the doves, I'm sorry, she said that some of the doves actually didn't make it. I'm sorry. J-Lo was living next to Halle Berry at that time, and Halle Berry was calling J-Lo telling her that she was finding all of these dove bodies in her yard. Sorry to the dove activists out there for laughing. My apologies if you're offended. Let's move on. On Valentine's Day in 2001, it was officially announced that J-Lo and Diddy were done. To this day, they both speak highly of each other, they've remained friendly, and there's no animosity. In 2001, the same year she broke up with Diddy, J-Lo met the man who later became her second husband, JUDD. J-Lo met Chris on the set of her music video for Love Don't Cost a Thing. He was a backup dancer. J-Lo has a thing for backup dancers, you'll see later. She said that coming from such a hectic relationship with Diddy, Chris felt like a breath of fresh air. They got married in September of 2001, but were separated by June of 2002, so it only lasted about 9 months, but their divorce wasn't finalized until 2003. They both have said that their marriage just simply didn't work out, but there was speculation that Ben Affleck was the cause of their breakup. In fact, J-Lo's first husband, OJANI, he was around at the same time that Chris and J-Lo's marriage was falling apart, and he said that at the grand opening of J-Lo's restaurant Madre's, J-Lo walked the red carpet with Chris, but Ben was waiting around the corner with roses. Speaking of, let's talk about OG BENNIFER. Ben and Jen met on the set of their movie JUDD in 2002. The movie flopped in the box office, and critics of the movie said that J-Lo and Ben had no chemistry, which is hilarious knowing what we know now. Jen was married to Chris at the time of filming JUDD, but filed for divorce in June of 2002 and started dating Ben, and by November of 2002, J-Lo and Ben were engaged, so it was a pretty quick turnaround because Jen don't waste time. This relationship was a huge media storm. Paparazzi followed them everywhere, constantly invading their privacy. There was always a headline about them. People magazine even paid someone $75,000 for a picture of them kissing in a convertible. It was so bad, J-Lo had Ben in the music video for Jenny from the Block, and it was supposed to showcase the paparazzi's obsession with them. They actually later regretted this video, and J-Lo actually tried to get it pulled from circulation when she was married to Marc Anthony, but obviously we still see the video to this day.
Like, Ben wanted to be, believe it or not, quiet and not be in the tabloids, and it was the beginning of the tabloid era. and we were kind of out there. I remember like stacks of magazines, and we were on it like every week, and it was scary. It was overwhelming for both of us.
In the end, the crazy media circus and always being put on display put a strain on their relationship. A few days before their wedding, it was announced that it was canceled due to excessive media coverage, and a few days after that, it was confirmed that they had broken up. They released a joint statement saying, "Due to the excessive media attention surrounding our wedding, we have decided to postpone the date. When we found ourselves seriously contemplating hiring 3 decoy brides at 3 different locations, we realized that something was awry. We began to feel that the spirit of what should have been the happiest day of our lives could be compromised. We felt what should have been a joyful and sacred day could be spoiled for us, our family, and friends." The wedding never happened, and they broke up. J.Lo said that this was a huge heartbreak for her and that she believed that in a different time, it would have worked out.
You said that was your first real heartbreak.
It was my first big heartbreak.
Yeah.
Like I had been heartbroken like when I was like 13 years old, my first puppy love type thing.
Yeah.
And I had, you know, breakups and things like that, but I never felt heartbroken until we called off that wedding. You know what I mean? It was really devastating to me. I don't know, maybe because it was so public, and I really felt like, you know, I had found somebody great and he had found somebody great, and we thought we could make it work, and it was like outside things really played into that relationship in a way that I could have never expected. I was at the height kind of like the J.Lo days, and the fame was really big at that moment, and it was just a hard situation, and it was a devastating breakup.
They both moved on. Ben married Jennifer Gardner and J.Lo married Marc Anthony. Marc and J.Lo first met in 1998 backstage at a Broadway show that Marc was in. They allegedly briefly dated after Jen divorced from her first husband. In 1999, they collabed on the song No Me Ames from J.Lo's album On the 6th. After that, they went on to marry other people, and after J.Lo and Ben broke up, they got together in 2004. They had a small, private surprise wedding at J.Lo's home in Beverly Hills. The guests thought they were just coming over for a cute lunch party, and then boom, it was a wedding.
On June 5th, 2004, 34-year-old Jennifer Lopez said "I do" for the 3rd time in 6 years. Lopez married singer Marc Anthony in a private ceremony at her Beverly Hills home.
I don't know if the marriage is going to last. I would hope so, but her track record is not really very positive.
Coming from a very hectic media frenzy with her relationship with Ben, J.Lo made sure that her relationship with Marc was kept as private as possible.
Seems to me you got married a little quickly after that breakup. You were going to say what?
I'm going to say that's a personal, private question. Because every single person asks me about my personal life, and I understand that in the past, I've been very open about it, but I realized, and I actually did say this on Oprah, is that I had to draw some boundaries for myself, and I don't want to talk about that anymore, because the reason I'm in the public eye to begin with is because I make movies and I make music, you know, and I dance and I sing and I act, and I just want to get the focus back on that, because it was a much better time than what I've been through in the past couple of years, and I just learned that I needed to do that for myself, for my life.
Throughout the course of their relationship, they did a movie together, and they also went on a joint tour. On the last night of their joint tour, they announced that Jennifer was pregnant and their twins Max and Emmy were born on February 22nd, 2008. In July of 2011, Marc and J.Lo announced that they were separating. There were rumors that Marc cheated on Jen with Jada Pinkett Smith, but obviously those claims were denied. This divorce was really hard for J.Lo because of her kids. She felt that she'd failed them because she really wanted to give them a family with 2 parents in the home.
Jennifer Lopez and Marc Anthony announced the end of their 7-year marriage, stating, "It is a painful time for all involved."
That wasn't my dream. My dream was for us to always be together. You never want to break up a family.
She was really counting on this time to make it right. She honestly and heartily believes that.
I know it was pretty devastating to her to have her marriage end, to have really what she had always wanted to come apart.
Even after they separated, they continued to work together. They hosted a talent show on Univision.
Fair.
Jennifer, but it's not just, you have to listen to the points. If not, what the am I doing here? Who are you talking to?
That's what I'm saying.
Hello?
Yeah,
Jennifer, he doesn't have that though.
It's just different.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, let's see. You're a pig.
Their divorce was finalized in 2014, and the 2 of them have remained friends and have a great co-parenting relationship.
You and Marc Anthony have like this a not together couple thing down pat.
Oh yeah,
down.
No, we're like best friends. I'm always gonna be there for him. He's always gonna be there for me, and you know, we share something very special in the kids, and we know that, and we're there for them, and that's the main thing.
4 months after splitting up with Marc in November of 2011, J.Lo started dating Casper Smart, who was her backup dancer for her Las Vegas residency. Casper is 18 years younger than J.Lo, so he was about 23, 24 when they first started seeing each other, and she was early 40s and a mother, so they were in very different stages of life. Obviously, because of their age difference, the media really didn't take this relationship seriously at first. They would call him her boy toy or her midlife crisis. Even J.Lo herself had no idea what she was doing at first.
How does she do that?
What is she doing?
Not what is she doing, but how does she do it and feel okay with it? And
Well, I
not
didn't feel okay with it for a minute. You
You
know what I
didn't?
mean? No. Well, at first, no, I just loved it. And then I go, what am I doing? You know, you go through all
Yes.
the emotions, and I've always looked at relationships like for the future. Where is it going? Are we getting married? Are we doing this? Are we doing that? And now I'm just like, maybe it's okay to just be in the moment. Maybe it's okay to just enjoy this for right now.
They were on and off for 5 years and officially broke up in 2016, and there were no hard feelings. The age difference was probably the main reason for their breakup. There was also some rumors that Casper cheated, but either way, I really don't think this relationship was supposed to be long term.
Well, it's not that dramatic.
Okay.
No.
So you broke up.
It was kind of like bye,
Yeah.
and then we get back together.
So
Hi.
So when you broke up, were the kids asking, "Where's Bo?"
Yeah, sometimes.
And would you tell? Like, what do you tell? What do you say?
Not here.
No.
J.Lo actually had a little fling with Drake post Casper. In December of 2016, they connected backstage when Drake came to one of J.Lo's shows. They had a cute little situationship. Apparently, Drake rented out a church in LA and threw her a whole Winter Wonderland themed prom and crowned them king and queen, which is mad cute. This little fling was pretty quick, and it died down sometime in 2017 when Drake left for his European Nice for What tour. And if there's one thing about Drake, he gonna put it in a song. In Diplomatic Immunity, he raps, 2010 was when I lost my halo. 2017, I lost a J.Lo. 2017 was when J.Lo started dating baseball player Alex Rodriguez. J.Lo first met A-Rod in 2005 at a baseball game when she was still married to Marc. Fast forward 12 years and J.Lo was out to lunch somewhere and she saw Alex and she felt compelled to tap him on the shoulder and say hey. And boom, they started dating. The public gave them the cute ship name J-Rod. They integrated their families together, they traveled, they were always posting cute messages to each other on Instagram. They were in love and their blended family worked really well together. Their kids were the best of friends.
I mean, he's come into my life and really contributed in such a way, so supportive, he's so loving. He's one of these people, he's like shine, just like be the best. You know, some people try to like dull you down or you know, like squish you down, and he's so not like that, and it's just so refreshing. It's just a beautiful thing. He's just a very generous, loving spirit soul.
Yeah. Oh, good.
After 2 years of dating, they got engaged in 2019. They were supposed to get married in 2020, but things got postponed because of the pandemic. Their wedding actually got postponed 2 separate times. And in March of 2021, reports came out that they were having some trouble with their relationship. Allegedly, Jen was away working in the Dominican Republic, and with COVID, it made it really hard for them to see each other, but they were still trying to make it work. However, they ended up breaking up in April of 2021. Allegedly, Alex still had hope that they would work it out, and he was willing to do anything, but J.Lo had already moved on with Ben Affleck. Which brings us to BENNIFER 2.0. Like I talked about earlier, Jen and Ben broke up just days before their wedding in 2003. In May of 2021, a month after her breakup with A-Rod was announced, J.Lo and Ben were spotted on vacation together in Big Sky, Montana. They continued to be spotted out together, out and about, on dates, at dinner with family. They went IG official when J.Lo posted this pic of them celebrating her 52nd birthday in France. And they walked a red carpet together for the first time since 2003 at the premiere of Ben's movie The Last Duel in September of 2021. We continued to see them out together, and of course the media couldn't get enough. All the people who were around when they were first together were going crazy at the fact that they reunited. I was only 2 during OG BENNIFER, so it really didn't mean too much to me, but I think it's so cute that they got a second chance after all these years, and J.Lo seems so happy.
How did you find each other again?
I think, you know, we can talk about that backstage if you really want to know. But, you know, I think what we learned from the last time is that love, when you are lucky enough to find it, is so sacred and special, and you have to hold a little bit of that privately. But we're very happy, if that's what you're wondering.
That's just, would you ever have imagined that it comes full circle, it ends up like
no,
this?
No, you never could imagine something like that could happen.
I'm happy.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing.
In April of 2022, they got engaged for the second time, and this time they actually made it to the altar. In July, they got their marriage license, and they got legally married at a chapel in Vegas.
How you feeling?
I feel
This is the thing.
I'm so excited.
You look gorgeous. God bless you. Somebody's getting married.
And recently, this August, Jen and Ben had a second wedding ceremony with their family and friends at Ben's home in Georgia. And they lived happily ever after. We'll see. I'm kidding. I actually think this one's gonna last. I think that Ben was always the one that got away for her, and even her mother Lupe said that she always knew that Ben was the one. So I wish them all the happiness in the world and that this will be Jen's last wedding. People always hate on her because she's been in so many relationships, but I just think she's a hopeless romantic who hates being alone. In an interview reflecting on her past marriages, she said, "It seems like in this life you're always surrounded by people, you're never lonely, but it's very lonely. So you always want somebody with you. Somebody. And so I felt like if I got married, I would always have somebody, but that's not how life works." So she just didn't want to be alone. But now she's got Ben, and the fourth time might be the charm. Well, that's it. That's the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all the things that YouTubers be telling people to do, and I'll see you next time. Bye!